It's Wednesday, September 4th. You're listening to your Florida Daily. I'm Katrina Scales. Florida's plan to pickle several of its state parks with hotels and golf courses just took another interesting turn. A former state employee has come forward, telling the Tampa Bay Times and Palm Beach Post that he is the whistleblower who leaked information about the so-called Great Outdoors Initiative. James Gaddis told the papers he found out he was fired from his job as a cartographer for the Florida Department of Environmental Protection on Saturday. Gaddis was in charge of drawing up conceptual maps for the plans to build golf courses, pickleball courts, and 350-room hotels at 9 state parks from Miami to the Panhandle. It was then that Gaddis says he snapped. Gaddis said he wrote up a summary of the proposals on his work computer and shared it, helping spark protests and massive public backlash against the plans, which the Environmental Department has since withdrawn. Records show Gaddis was fired for violating department policies. He launched a GoFundMe page detailing his reasons for releasing the plan. It has since raised more than $150,000, more than 3 times his former annual salary. A man out on bond for posing as a doctor in Orlando is wanted for doing the same thing in St. Cloud. A search is underway for Juan Carlos Muniz. He was first arrested in November after the Metropolitan Bureau of Investigation says he didn't have a license when treating patients from his office on South Orange Blossom Trail. Investigators say Muniz would target specific groups that would pay him in cash and not ask questions. During an undercover visit, a detective also found what appeared to be fake diplomas on the walls. At the time of his arrest, the Department of Health called him, quote, a direct threat to the community, especially to the elderly, Mexican culture, and undocumented farmers. After posting bond, investigators said they got a tip Muniz was still practicing medicine without a license, this time from a home in St. Cloud. Investigators say if anyone suspects someone is practicing health care without a license, they should contact law enforcement. And Florida is joining yet another lawsuit against President Biden's student debt forgiveness plan. 7 Republican-led states claim the Education Department is illegally preparing to start debt cancellation before the policy is actually finalized. According to the lawsuit, the attorneys general say they have documents showing the Education Department is instructing federal loan servicers to start clearing the debt of borrowers. They say the department has no legal authority to do this yet. 2 previous plans meant to wipe out over $73 billion in student debt have been unsuccessful after facing legal challenges. Find these top stories along with breaking news, weather, and traffic all day on clickorlando.com. And now, a completely random Florida fact. Here are 3 mostly forgotten Florida attractions you've probably never heard of. Tropical Hobbyland Zoo and Indian Village operated from 1946 to 1962. It was a tropical zoo in Miami that featured a sunken garden with flowers and fruits from tropical regions around the world. The park also offered alligator wrestling. Treasureland, later known as Pirates Playland, was an attraction in Tampa across from Busch Gardens. It existed in the mid-60s to the early 70s, offering boat rides, which were actually just carts with wheels on a track, taking guests through a silly show of pirate mannequins. Finally, Storyland on US 1 in Pompano Beach was only open for 8 years. Starting in 1955, it was designed for toddlers and not meant to be confused with Storyland USA in Jacksonville. Your Florida Daily is produced by News 6 WKMG in Orlando. I'm Katrina Scales. Subscribe for new episodes wherever you like to listen.